Chimneys. For me, chimneys have always been mystifying parts of a house. I never had a proper chimney like this. I didn't know how it worked, aside from light a fire and have smoke escape from the big hole on top of the house, how it looked like from inside, or what it consisted of. Blame the educational system on never teaching anything decent for that one. And for that reason, after moving into my house, I just ignored my chimney for a good bit. There were simply areas that needed a bit more attention at first. Also, I figured it would be a hassle, only by the look of the hearth of the chimney in my house, full of sticks, earth, and rubble. However, as it was still fairly chilly in the evening, I figured I should probably clean it up, so I can use my only real source of heat effectively just in case I really need to. Making sure that the chimney is intact, I climbed up into my attic and took a good look around the chimney walls. The walls looked alright. I didn't see or feel any sort of holes or anything else that would be of concern to me, so I figured, alright, time to clean. I cleared multiple buckets of earth and sticks out of the hearth, trying to somehow clear it. I was having a good time, making considerable progress. All happy and good, until I took a look into the chimney with the torch. At around the 3-meter mark, counting from the floor, there was a bunch of sticks entwined and stuck together. It was what people refer to as a crow's nest. As the years passed, crows must have made it their mission to fill this thing with sticks and plastic apparently. No matter where you search or dig in this place, you find plastic. Mind you, at this point a lot of the sticks and earth was cleared out. There was enough of a draft to light a fire. However, I wanted to evict these unwanted tenants out of my chimney, mostly because they tend to drop things into it and have their fun every morning, and it wakes me up most of the time. Let's take a quick look into the anatomy of a chimney. Here's a picture roughly describing how my chimney probably looks like if it would be cut up. Now, even though the entrance of the chimney was big enough to fit several tools in there, since the nest was located at this edge, it was next to impossible to get rid of this bulk of sticks. I even climbed on top of my house to take a look as to what exactly I was dealing with. And fair enough, roughly another 3 meters from the top of the chimney, there it was. A crow's nest, fairly comfortably sitting in its spot. So what was the next logical solution my monkey brain came up with? Exactly. Climb inside and just kick it down. Now there were several things I assumed. 1. I was small enough to fit inside the chimney and move up and down without many issues. 2. Since this house has been standing here for over 100 years, surely it will hold all my weight, right? 3. With my GoPro on my forehead, I should be able to get some good footage of this all. To say that I was naive in my judgment would be an understatement. The chimney might have been wide at the beginning, but slowly narrowed its path, which it didn't really show from looking inside of it. The walls were brittle and crumbling, never failing to always let me down whenever I thought I had a secure foothold. And since the walls were smaller than expected, the footage was pretty much below average. So after I was about a meter down the chimney, footholds continuing to crumble and my panic meter slowly filling, my judgment got the better of myself and I climbed out, with a lot of struggle on the way. My clothes and gloves soaked up all the soot on the way, and my lungs took a good bit of it in as well. For several days after climbing into the chimney, I found black soot in my snot whenever I blew my nose. What made this whole thing worse? After all these bad things on top of each other, I hadn't even accomplished anything. I didn't even get close to the crow's nest. So, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, fuck you!
I asked my neighbors if they had anything to clean their chimney. Unfortunately, they relied on the chimney cleaner who comes once a year and makes his rounds in the village. However, they did supply me with a long rod, totaling in at about 5 meters of length, with something like a drill bit at the top. This will do it, I thought. So I went ahead and stuck it into the chimney. It didn't do it. But what if I attach a stick to the top to give more of a width to twist and turn and kick sticks out? It helped a little. I got sticks out, but far from anything significant to make much of a difference. But what if I did it from the top of the chimney? Not much difference. The stick was too bendy after 3 meters to have any sort of impact. Having scrapped that idea and following my line of thought that it should technically work as long as I had something less bendy and more solid with the same amount of length, I searched for something that fit the requirements. And sure enough, while cleaning up and taking down a very run-down shed on my property, I stumbled upon a fairly long and sturdy piece of timber, totaling 3 meters in length. Spotting some solid, unbending wood, I figured this would be it. Up we go again, sticking another thing into my chimney. Guess what? Crows built their nest pretty solid. And to be honest, I hardly could get any strength into the piece of wood. Not much wiggle room, and trying to transfer strength into the tip of a piece of wood 3 meters away from yourself was just the perfect combination to brew a potion of failure. So I sort of resigned with taking some measurements to just put chicken wire lid on the whole thing and call it a day. But my monkey brain spit out one more idea. What if I tried to burn that stuff that's stuck down there? It's a chimney after all. You burn stuff in it. Where would the harm be in just burning the stuff that was sitting right there, consisting of mainly sticks and burnable stuff? So I made a last-ditch effort to finally put an end to it all. I cut the chicken wire, getting ready to put this chimney and the roof that I had climbed a few too many times now to rest. I packed some metal cutting scissors, a few pieces of wood, a lighter, and raw disinfection alcohol, and a lot of conviction to finish this once and for all. Climbing the roof for the first time with a backpack and chicken wire in hand, I was ready. Placing the parts of my makeshift Molotov cocktail carefully on the rim of the chimney, I prepared myself mentally for the worst. This is a very stupid idea and can go very wrong at pretty much any step involved. But because my instincts called to me in wanting to burn stuff, I put some alcohol on the stick, put it on fire and threw it in. Well, it sort of put itself out. Probably because of the amount of wind that it was exposed to when it got dropped down the chimney. Tried a block of pallet wood, same result. Alright, time for a change of plans. I soaked the last block that I took with me in alcohol. I exercised some form of caution by having another stick hold it in place instead of me using my fingers and gloves, which took quite a bit of alcohol in the process. I could have set my hand on fire if I lit it like that. Good thing I didn't. Put it on fire, hold it for a few seconds, throw it in. It did not immediately go out. It was actually burning for quite a bit. However, the fire refused to spread. In a last-ditch effort, I used the last tiny bit of alcohol I had left and tried to hit the fire with it. Pipe dream. And that was the moment I admitted defeat. And thinking back on it, I'm not even sure why I tried so hard to get rid of the rest. Yes, it was sort of impacting the airflow, but not to a point where it made a difference. If I just left it, it would eventually return to Earth all by itself, or just catch fire when I lit the hearth. In the end, I think it was just me being stubborn, which can be a good trait. But in this case, it made me waste quite a bit of time. Hey, at least you can't say that I didn't try. So I gave up and put a lid on the damn thing. I cut off all the old chicken wire and pretty much just replaced it with new stuff. Took a selfie on the chimney, climbed down, did something else. And this concludes the story of my chimney. I'm pretty sure I can put this topic to rest for now. Unless any troubles arise, I should be good. I'll try to upload finished projects from now on, just like this one, so you can see the process in one whole video from the start to the end. I have a few other projects on the site now, all of which you can all follow along on my Twitch. Thank you for watching till the end, and I hope to see you again.